Hey guys, what's up? Okay, in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to paint some rims. Okay, so now we're just gonna jump right into it. And the first step is gonna be to take off these old rims that we're gonna be painting. As you can see next to me, I have an extra pair of rims, or an extra set of rims that came with the car. So I'm gonna be putting those on as replacement for these. If you guys don't, what you're gonna wanna do is jack up the car and put either jack stands or leave it up jacked up. And so with that, yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so now that we have all 4 tires off, our next step is going to be to clean and then sand them down to painted. So we'll go do that. Okay, so this next step is going to be sanding everything down. This is probably going to be the most crucial to how it turns, like how the paint actually turns out, because this will help get a really smooth, even finish. As long as you need to clean it, sand it, and then clean it. So I'm going to show you guys on this one, and then I'll do the other 3 off camera. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be starting with 220, just something to like kind of rough it up, but you don't want to go too. If you do like 80 grit, it's going to be like you're going to make some deep scratches. So I'm just going to cut a piece off, and you just want to evenly go over and just kind of scuff everything up. Try and hit like every surface. So now, if you're, these are just dirty, but if your rims are rusty or have deep scratches, what you're gonna want to do, if you have rust, you need to get that rust away so it doesn't come back underneath the paint. So you're gonna want to fully sand it down and get the rust down to bare metal. And then if it either has a lot of curb rash or scratches or something like that, what you're gonna want to do is Bondo those parts to get them looking even and nice. This, luckily, aren't too bad. They're just dirty. There's a few little scratches, but honestly, I'm not too worried about. I don't even think I have to Bondo it, just because like I think it would be a mess. Doesn't really need that. So I'm just going back to it. You want to make sure you hit as much every little area as possible, just to get it all smooth, or not smooth actually, scuffed up, just so the paint can actually stick to it. You don't want to miss anything. If you miss something, it's going to come out a little bit uneven. So yeah, you're just going to want to try. Okay, and so with that, we're done. Another test to do to make sure it's all good is to run your fingers over it. And if you feel any deep scratches or scratches at all, that's going to show up in the paint. So you want to hit those areas again. But if you're feeling it and it's all feeling smooth, now it's dirty because you just sanded it. So you're gonna want to wash and turn it back over. You know, in between, see how dirty this is? So what you're gonna do is just wash that down in between, so you're not getting all the extra dirt from one side onto the other. And then we'll just and we're gonna do the same thing for this side. This side you want to be a little more thorough with it. This is the side that matters. So I moved them out into the sun just to help them dry a little faster. After, when they're fully dry, I'm gonna come and use this towel, microfiber towel. What that's gonna do, I mean, I would like just to help get any tiny little droplets of water. Also, what you want to do is use a clean towel, because if you're cleaning it and it's coming out super dirty, you know that the rims aren't clean yet, which means you don't want to paint them if they're still dirty. But while those are drying, what I'm going to do is kind of come up and clean the areas. What I would say to do is after each step, see how I didn't, is clean up after yourself. Just at the end of the day, you're probably going to be pretty tired from painting everything like that. You're just going to go and sit down. So I would clean up as you go, so it doesn't create a big mess at the very end. But that's just me. So hopefully like 5-10 more minutes, and then it should be pretty dry, or at least enough where I can wipe them down. So yeah, see you then. Okay, so now that they're all dry, the tire's a little wet, but Tires don't matter. I'm not painting the tires. I put them down in the garage where I'm painting them. So I have this plastic wrap on the ground underneath to show I'm getting on the ground. I have these small little weights on each side, just so if there's a small gust of wind, it doesn't come up and blow the plastic into the paint where I'm painting. And so what you're going to want to do, what I've forgotten on before on other cars, is most cars, if they're actual set of rims and not just like a cover, they have hubcaps. Not hubcaps, center caps. These are the center caps for the Miata. A lot of them are a little smaller, just like a little tiny thing that goes something like this in here. So what you want to do is pop those out, because a lot of times people forget. I forgot myself when I'm painting other rims, and they just paint them on, which looks fine. But the problem is, if you go to get your tires changed, they'll pop that out, which will usually scratch around it, and it just doesn't look as nice after you do that. So yeah, that's kind of a simple thing to do, but it helps to make the car look a lot better, or make the rims look a lot better afterwards. So with that, we can just, I'll just jump right into painting. Now what I have to go grab them, is to help. So you don't want to paint the tire itself. You just want to paint these. You don't want to get in here. So what you're going to do, I have some post-it cards, anything like that, pieces of papers. Not a piece of paper, but like you could use newspaper if you want, just to go around the rim to help protect this. What I've done too is I put plastic wrap around the tire itself and then put the post-it cards just for an extra layer of protection. Whatever you want to do, just something so you don't get paint. So you're not just painting like this. You want something covering between the two. And just like that is how you're going to want to put the little post-it cards around the rim, just to help protect the tire. And so with that, we can grab the paint and start painting. So what you're going to do for your first layer is do something like a primer. They have automotive primers, they have like regular primers. You're just going to want to get something that says something for metal. So like this is for metal. Oh, can't even see it. So it's for metal. So that's what you're going to do. And yeah, I'll show you how to start doing it. But first thing you want to do is read the label, read everything about it, make sure it's a nice enough day, make sure you're using the right conditions, stuff like that. But first, you're definitely going to want to shake it. So shake it up and we will come back to it and I can start painting. Okay, so that's all shaken up. All you're going to want to do is take it and just go like this. Long, slow lines across the thing. You don't want to stay too long on one area. And just like that, and then maybe change it up like the direction. Just hit everything. But you don't want to stay too long in one area because that'll cause runs. And just like that, the first coat is done. Couldn't remember the name of the word. You don't want to sit too long. You don't want to put too much on. You basically, the first coat is just to cover a little bit. You don't want, because if you sit too long, if you put too much, it's gonna run, it's gonna, like stuff like that, it's gonna create little marks, stuff like that. You don't want that. You want it to become all even and nice. So you can, because I'm gonna do probably 3 coats of primer. Because you want light coats each time, and you want multiple coats. So yeah, with that, we can move on to the next one. So what I recommend to do in between each coat is kind of walk away. Either, I don't know, go work out, go read, go to the bathroom, whatever you want to do. I wouldn't sit right near the rims and watch them, because that's going to make you want to do them, like you're going to get antsy and just want to do it right away. So I found the best thing to do is walk away and kind of do something in between each coat to kind of take your mind off of it. So yeah, I'm just going to find some stuff to do in between each coat, because you want to give at least 15 minutes. I said 15, at least 15. You could give it anywhere from 15 to an hour to make sure it's fully dry. I'm going to give it 15 just because I don't want it taking 10 hours to do 2 coats. But yeah, kind of, because so far it's taken me just between that, the cleaning, everything, it's taken me about 2 hours. So I would definitely kind of schedule in, I'd say at least 4 hours, 5 hours. And then what you're gonna wanna do at the very end, you don't wanna just throw them right back on the car. You're gonna wanna wait, probably, I wait anywhere from like 3 hours to a day, depending how long, if you need the car. Again, time management and kind of picking a day where you don't need the car right away and you don't need, like, you can let it sit. 'Cause I mean, the more you let it sit, the better off it's gonna be. So just do that before you start painting. Don't rush into a day to make it fit. So okay, so we're done with the last coat of primer. So 15 more minutes and we'll start with the base coat. Don't want to keep showing the same stuff over and over again, because a lot of painting is pretty repetitive, but just keep doing more and more coats. So what I'm going to do is talk about, so this is the paint I'm going to be using for the actual base coat. I would recommend some type of either wheel or like high durability paint, something that's made for high temperature, something that's not going to scratch easy. You can go with any color, any paint you want. It's going to look okay. It's just when it comes down to like how long it will last. And a big thing is when you're putting the rims back on the car, it will a lot of times scratch because when you're tightening it up, if you slip it all, if like the sides will scratch, stuff like that. So I would use the better paint you have. I mean, it's gonna be a little more expensive, but I would definitely recommend the $3 extra per can just to get that good finish after and have it stay nice. So what I'm gonna do with this, when I do this, I'm gonna do 4 coats of it just to get it all on, make it look nice. Yeah, I mean, it's not too much to explain other than just don't go crazy just because like you want to, I wouldn't do like what I usually do. First coat is just to kind of get a slight covering. Second coat is like getting all the little corners, everything like that extra that you're not gonna get in the first coat. And then the third, if you do fourth coat, is basically just coverage. Like I usually just kind of go over everything again multiple times just to be safe, because you want it to look nice. You don't want to accidentally miss this little spot. You want it to be all even and nice. So yeah, I mean, again, it's not too much to show, but I'll show a few coats, kind of explain everything, but I'm not gonna do a ton of it. So yeah. Okay, so I did the first layer of the base coat. I'm pretty excited for it because it has like a nice flake, and it's not super dark. I don't want to go with black. I painted the Mazda 3, them black, and like I like black, but I just want something like a dark gray. So hopefully this come out nice. I'm not gonna show every single coat like last time. I'll probably just do a base or a final coat, but like as you can see, it's like a nice like flake to it, and that's just the first coat. So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully the center caps will come out nice. It's like it almost looks like patchy on this, just because it's like plastic, not metal. But I guess we'll see. So yeah, I'll see you guys back when we're done. Should be about an hour or two, half an hour, whatever. So yeah, I'll do that and then come back and show you guys when they're done. So with that, we're done with the base coat. So I'll wait for like 15 minutes and then we'll come back into 2 coats of clear coat. So that's the first layer of clear coat done. You're gonna want to be a little more gracious with it and like add a little more than usual with the than you do with the base coat and everything. You're only gonna do 2. I'm only doing 2 layers. That's what I'd recommend. So yeah, you're gonna like when you're doing it, just do a little more than you did with everything else. Don't be too worried about it. Again, don't just sit in one spot though, because it will still run. But yeah. And so with that, the final coat is done. So here's the finished product. Yeah, so I'm gonna let them dry overnight because took about 4 hours. So I'm gonna let them dry overnight and then put them back on the car tomorrow. So yeah, with that, we're finished painting. Like I said, I'm gonna let them sit for a while, just to let them like really dry. I mean, you could probably, I think you could wait like, I think it says like 3 hours or so. I wouldn't do them too much before then, touch them before then, because even then they might be dry to the touch. But if you're gonna like push them on the car, it's gonna scratch a little bit. Just a little note before, so if you're thinking about doing this, remember what you're wearing. I realized I was wearing a pretty nice shirt. I shouldn't remember doing that, but like, because you want to wear something that if you expect to get paint on, because if you don't, it's good. If you do, you don't want to ruin a nice shirt just because you're painting something. But yeah, we'll throw them back on tomorrow. Hopefully, I think they look really nice. The flake in it looks really good, I think. It just like, most of the time, like they look nice, but this, I think it's, can't remember the brand. I think it's Duplicolor. I'd recommend that one if you're gonna do it. They have different colors too. They have gray, black, gold. You can order a lot online. I just went to the Advanced Auto and got this because I like the color of it, and I wanted something like, I didn't want black, but I didn't want like metallic. Like I wanted a dark gray, which it came out really nice. But yeah, so throw them back on tomorrow and show you them. Okay, so now I have all the postcards off. It's been about a day. It's been sitting overnight. So I'm now just gonna throw them back on the car, see how it looks. Okay, so when I'm taking the rims off, not so much these, but like the other ones, when I'm putting them on, I'm using this special socket set. It's specifically made so you won't scratch the rims or lug nuts if you have special lug nuts. It wasn't too expensive. I bought it off like Amazon or whatever. I'd recommend that if you're doing any type of, like, if you get lug nuts, like special power code lug nuts or like the rims, because it's really gonna help to not scratch everything. I mean, you could just take your time and it should be fine with anything else, but this is definitely gonna help. And with that, we're all done. It's a little hard to see right now, but they look really good. You can see that like nice, like it's glossy, but not like, I think it looks great with the flake on it too. Didn't take too long. Overall, it took like a day for everything. And half of that was just letting it dry. Don't mind the rust. That's like, we're gonna fix that eventually. But yeah, you can even see like how much it shines. Looks great. And with that, that's all I have for today. It's getting pretty hot out, so I'm kind of glad I finished that early. Like, as you can see, I've been out for like 15-20 minutes trying to put those on, and I'm already starting to sweat. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching, and remember to like, comment, subscribe, and anything you guys want to see, just put down in the comments. I'll try to do eventually, or show or talk about it at least. But with that, so yeah, see you guys next video.